Santa Fe 3751 is a 484 type Baldwin steam locomotive built in 1927. After a long 25-year career in regular service for the Santa Fe Railroad, the locomotive was retired and placed in a park in San Bernardino, California. In 1986, a group by the name of the San Bernardino Railroad Historical Society purchased the locomotive and restored it to operating condition. Since returning to steam in 1991, 3751 has traveled to various parts of the western United States on several excursion trips. In May of 2012, Santa Fe 3751 took to the main line once again, making a 5-day excursion to the Grand Canyon and return as part of Arizona's state Centennial celebration. This was 3751's first trip out of the state of California since her last visit to the Grand Canyon in August of 2002. 13 private cars, an Amtrak cafe, and 2 Amtrak locomotives accompanied 3751 on this 1,313-mile round trip from Los Angeles, California, eastbound over Cajon Pass, across the high desert to Williams, Arizona, and then northbound to the Grand Canyon's south rim. Despite some significant delays due to poor track conditions on the Arizona and California Railroad, 3751 made a great run pulling the Grand Canyon Limited Excursion, as the trip was called. Come along and follow the train on the round trip from Williams to the Grand Canyon and then return run to Los Angeles. Join us as Santa Fe 3751 returns to the Grand Canyon. Dawn breaks over the town of Williams, Arizona on the morning of May 16, 2012. This is the old Santa Fe train depot now used by the Grand Canyon Railway for their daily passenger trains to the south rim of the Grand Canyon. The depot was built in 1898. An old steam locomotive sits next to the depot. This is Grand Canyon Railway 280 Consolidation Type Locomotive number 29. Number 29 was once part of the Grand Canyon Railway's steam program. When the railway ended regular steam operations in 2008, 29 was put in front of the Williams Depot, awaiting an uncertain future. The railway's other steam locomotive, number 4960, continues to pull a few trips each year on special occasions. At 7:30 a.m., the Grand Canyon Limited Special is backed into the Williams Depot by Amtrak P42 DC locomotive number 66. 66 is painted in a version of Amtrak's Phase 2 paint scheme for the company's 40th anniversary in 2011. Today's run of the Grand Canyon Limited Special will be a round trip from Williams, Arizona to the south rim of the Grand Canyon. For the run to and from the canyon, Grand Canyon Railway 4960 will be added in front of 3751, making a steam-powered doubleheader. After an on-time departure at 8:15 a.m., the train is on the move to the Grand Canyon Railway shops where Santa Fe 3751 and Grand Canyon Railway 4960 will be added to the train.
And no matter where you went, it was uphill.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good morning.
we are headed to the yard where the steam engines are. This is a temporary move till we get our double header.
Over here. We have a message from the sky using several feet of water.
I need a few beers, huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The steam engines have been added, and the train is once again rolling along toward the Grand Canyon, passing through an area known as Red Lake.
You know, if you look at I have all this in front of me, I'll have to share it with you. The wind is very
The excursion train has stopped to let passengers off for a quick photo run by. After 3751 and 4960 whistle off, the train backs about a mile down the track before blasting by the photo line. Now that the run-by has concluded, passengers will reboard the train.
Well, I seem to remember they would,
At milepost 52, the excursion has taken the siding to allow the regular Grand Canyon Railway train to pass.
Okay, here. Ooh, so much for alcohol.
After being wide at the Grand Canyon, the train has backed into the station, allowing passengers to detrain for lunch and some sightseeing. A crowd of people has already begun to gather around the train. Both railroad enthusiasts and regular tourists to the canyon marvel at these two large steam locomotives. Just a few hundred feet from the two engines lies the Grand Canyon. Over a mile below, the Colorado River flows past ancient rock formations. It is believed that the canyon was formed as many as 6 million years ago. At its widest, the canyon's rims are 18 miles apart. President Woodrow Wilson established the Grand Canyon as the 17th National Park in 1919 to help ensure its preservation for years to come. Since that time, Grand Canyon National Park has become a major tourist attraction with an estimate of 5 million visitors yearly. Returning to the rails of the Grand Canyon Railway, Santa Fe 3751 and Grand Canyon 4960 have been posed side by side in front of the old log depot at the south rim. The depot was built in 1909 and is one of only 3 surviving log depots in the United States. 4960 is a 282 Mikado type locomotive built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1923. It ran in the Midwest on the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad into the 1950s. Since the 1990s, 4960 has been running at the Grand Canyon Railway between Williams and the Grand Canyon. Standing proudly beside is Santa Fe 484 type 3751, built by Baldwin in 1927. The designation 484 refers to the wheel arrangement of the locomotive of 4 pilot wheels, 8 driving wheels, and 4 trailing wheels under the firebox. This way of categorizing locomotives is often called the White classification system. 3751 is the oldest 484 locomotive in existence. From 1928 until 1953, 3751 pulled both passenger and freight trains over the rails of the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. On August 23, 1953, 3751 pulled its last train for the Santa Fe, a northbound run of the San Diegan from San Diego to Los Angeles. The locomotive was kept on hand for an additional 5 years in case it was needed. It was later moved to Viaduct Park in San Bernardino, California. The San Bernardino Railroad Historical Society purchased the locomotive from the city of San Bernardino in 1986 and restored it to its present-day operating condition. On the return trip to Williams, one more photo run-by is made at milepost 41. Amtrak 66 has brought the train safely back into Williams after a memorable trip to the Grand Canyon. 4960 and 3751 were taken off the train at the Grand Canyon Railway shops. The engineer gives 3 sharp blasts on the horn and the train backs out of the Williams depot. Tomorrow will be a rest and servicing day for the train and crew in order to prepare for the long 2-day return trip to California. It is the morning of Friday, May 18th. The 2 Amtrak locomotives are already busy turning the train for the return trip. The Grand Canyon Limited is scheduled to depart Williams at 10 o'clock a.m. Today, the train will travel from Williams to Parker, Arizona, a small town on the Arizona-California border. The first part of this trip will be over the BNSF Peavine, from Williams to Matthey, Arizona, with a stop in Congress to service the 3751 and pick up passengers. The second section will be over the Arizona and California Railroad from Matthey to Parker. At 9 o'clock, 3751 leaves the Grand Canyon shops for the last time to be reunited with the rest of the train. On the west side of Williams, a BNSF Autorack train heading eastbound crosses over Country Club Drive on an old concrete culvert. The special has departed the Williams depot, but it must wait for the BNSF train to clear the line before proceeding westbound. Running just shy of an hour behind schedule now, 3751 finally has a clear track ahead. Just south of the town of Ash Fork, Arizona, 3751 crosses Bullock Road. In Paulden, the Grand Canyon Limited meets another eastbound freight train. The special is about to pass through an area known as Skull Valley. A large crowd is waiting at Congress, Arizona as the train pulls into town. It's not every day you see a steam locomotive out on the main line. Shortly after crossing Highway 71, the train comes to a stop to board passengers and service the engine. We are now on the Arizona and California Railroad on the east side of Aguila. This line was originally built for the Santa Fe Railroad but was sold off in 1991. It is currently owned and operated by Rail America. After another short stop in Siloam for servicing, 3751 and train are once again moving west into the late afternoon sun. .3751 continues on its journey to Parker, paralleling Highway 72 in the fading light. The train will arrive approximately 2 hours late into Parker, just after 9 o'clock p.m. Saturday, May 19th is the final day of the Grand Canyon Limited excursion. Today, the train will continue on the Arizona and California Railroad from Parker, Arizona to Cadiz, California, running at restricted speeds due to poor track conditions. After a servicing stop at Cadiz, the train will travel the rest of the way on the BNSF main line, stopping at Barstow and San Bernardino before arriving at Los Angeles Union Station. Shortly after 8 a.m., the train departs Parker. As the train disappears in the distance, it crosses a bridge over the Colorado River and enters the state of California. From here, 3751 will continue on the Arizona and California Railroad to Cadiz, California, running at restricted speeds. Just upriver from Parker, Arizona, is the Parker Dam. This dam, which serves as a hydroelectric power plant, is the lowest dam on the Colorado River. It supplies both water and power to California, Arizona, and Nevada. Construction on the dam was completed in 1938. At 320 feet high, it is also claimed to be the deepest dam in the world, as over 200 feet of the dam's height are below the level of the riverbed. Lake Havasu, the reservoir created by the dam, can store over 200 billion gallons of water. The waters above and below the dam are also popular with boaters. An eastbound BNSF Autorack train passes through the desolate site of Cadiz, California. Cadiz serves as a transfer point between the Arizona and California Railroad and the BNSF. 3751 will stop here for servicing before continuing westbound on the BNSF Transcon. It is early afternoon now, and we are at the National Trails Highway Railroad crossing on the east side of Ludlow. A high-speed BNSF intermodal train heads eastbound across the desert. Not 15 minutes later, a second eastbound intermodal passes through Ludlow. Notice the two Canadian National SD70 locomotives in the consist. After yet another delay at the servicing stop, 3751 has finally departed Cadiz and can be seen racing westbound in the distance. The special has once again come to a stop in Barstow for more servicing and to take on passengers. Hundreds of people line the platform of the old Barstow Santa Fe station to see 3751. It won't be long before the train departs for the last leg of the journey into Los Angeles. On the west side of Barstow, a Union Pacific train has stopped short of the Lenwood Road grade crossing. The Grand Canyon Limited has a clear track ahead.
You're good. Nice try.
At the base of Cajon Pass, the last rays of sunlight disappear behind the hillside as an eastbound container train heads up the grade. All signs of the sun now gone, the now several hour late special coasts downgrade as it nears San Bernardino, its last stop before the final destination of Los Angeles Union Station. Here's another look at the train from the same location using infrared settings. We see the train one last time as it passes through Riverside, California on the BNSF San Bernardino subdivision. Before the special passes, an eastbound BNSF manifest freight heads through town. At 9:48 p.m., the gates of a distant grade crossing lower and the sound of a steam whistle can be heard as 3751 approaches Riverside. The train will continue through the LA Basin before finally arriving at Los Angeles Union Station after an amazing trip to the Grand Canyon. Thanks for joining us for 3751, Return from the Grand Canyon. The San Bernardino Railroad Historical Society does a fantastic job in running and maintaining Santa Fe 3751. Nearly every year, 3751 is brought out for the public to enjoy. For more information on the 3751, and to find out how you can help keep this steam giant on the rails, visit sbrhs.org. The Central Coast Railway Club puts on special excursions throughout the western United States every year. New and exciting trips are always in the works. To sign up for information on these special excursions, visit goldenstaterails.com.
This is the Santa Fe, 3751. Let's proceed on signal indication, over.